Hey there! Guess what day it is? Apart from being Friday, of course. Haven't figured it out yet? Well, it's International Civil Aviation Day, and we are so happy you could join us for the celebration. In today's program, we will share more details about what International Civil Aviation Day is all about. And later, we take a look at the recently opened air traffic control tower at the Sangster International Airport. Stay right there.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, December 7. The Maypen Hospital is to benefit from a digital mobile C-arm for its orthopedic and surgery department. A grant contract agreement was signed on Thursday between the Embassy of Japan and the hospital to provide $10 million for acquisition of the equipment. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the ultra-operating imaging equipment will enhance health outcomes for patients in that section of the island.
40% of the patients on both emergency, urgent, and elective waiting lists at the Montego Regional Hospital are referred from the Maypen Hospital, and approximately 10% of those patients on the elective and emergency urgent list of KPH Maypen Hospital patients. As a result, the no C-arm and now with a C-arm, the surgical waiting list will be substantially reduced.
The Maypen Hospital recorded more than 3,600 visits to its orthopedic clinic between February 6, 2017 and the end of May this year. Dr. Tufton thanked the Japanese government and its ambassador for the contribution. In reply, Japanese ambassador to Jamaica, His Excellency Hiromasa Yamazaki, said Japan was happy with the cooperation between both countries.
Our commitment to assist in improving the health sector needs of Jamaica continues to be our core priority for the people and government of Japan, and so as a responsible member of the global community.
The Education Ministry is assuring parents and other stakeholders that PEP students will be assigned a secondary school using the same placement mechanism that applied for GSAT. The assurance comes from Terry and Thomas Gale, manager of the ministry's Student Assessment Unit.
Students will be scored based on their raw score received in the subjects mathematics, language arts, science, and social studies. These raw scores will be transformed into standard scores, and each standard scores, we will use the standard scores to derive a composite scores, and based on the composite scores, the students will be ranked from 1 right up to 45,000, because we have 45,000 students registered to sit the exam.
Mrs. Thomas Gale gave the assurance during the ministry's quarterly press conference held on Thursday. At the briefing, Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid affirmed that the results from this year's performance task mock exam would have no bearing on next year's actual primary exit profile examinations. He also stressed that the ministry stood by the report that was done on the preliminary results.
We maintain that information presented on the combination of standards met and standards nearly met scores were deliberately done as based on the nature of the performance task and specifically the areas that were assessed. Both standards are deemed to be satisfactory score.
Performance task component of the 2019 test has been rescheduled to March 27 and 28, the ability test on February 26, and the curriculum-based component on April 16 and 17. Minister Reid says all schools that need it are getting critical support to prepare, and the ministry intends to send additional practice questions to the institutions in early January. The Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, will be starting a full compliance enforcement drive early in 2019. The law requires all firearm licenses to be renewed annually, with rounds accounted for and weapons inspected. Failing to do so carries a penalty of up to 12 months imprisonment or a fine of $200,000. As of January 3, the FLA says it will be providing the Jamaica Constabulary Force with a list of license holders who have not renewed their licenses for years to have these persons charged under the provisions of the Firearms Act. The authority says it has also begun discussions with the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, to implement a system where an alert will be placed at all airports on delinquent license holders who are leaving the island. All delinquent firearm license holders are being encouraged to make themselves compliant before Thursday, January 3, 2019, to avoid any possible consequence under the law. The National Commission on Science and Technology, NCST, is working on an amendment to the Food and Drug Safety Act to identify nutraceuticals as a special category. Addressing a recent JIS think tank, Director General at the NCST, Professor Errol Morrison, revealed that a submission regarding the amendment had already been sent to Cabinet. He identified nutraceuticals as one of the fastest growing areas in the health industry, but lamented that they did not go through the kind of robust regulations required for formulating a drug.
What we're trying to do is to ensure that not, negating what they are claiming, but to ensure that the public is protected, the safety. So who is making it, how it is being made, where it is being made, it must adhere to some minimum standards. And this is what we're working on as a group to ensure that we can, meet the international standards for nutraceuticals.
Professor Morrison also informed that the Science, Technology and Innovation ST&I policy should be in place by 2019. And finally, 25 employees from resort properties in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth, have been certified by the Private Security Regulation Authority, PSRA, under a security training program. The PSRA security training program was done in collaboration with the Tourism Product Development Company, TPDCO, to facilitate Jamaica Tourist Board JTB certification. At the recent graduation, Information Youth Minister and Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth, Floyd Green, said the best way to build tourism was to build the country's human resources. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
As mentioned earlier, there is a new air traffic control tower at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. This new technology allows the airport to satisfy international requirements and greatly enhances the reliability and efficiency of Jamaica's air navigation system. Watch this.
The Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority welcomes you to our modern state-of-the-art air traffic control facility at the Sangster International Airport.
It endorses and underscores the commitment of the Government of Jamaica and the Airports Authority and the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority to develop a world-class aviation industry.
Today represents an important milestone in the civil aviation history with the opening of the new Sangster International Airport Air Traffic Control Tower. This undertaking forms part of the Government of Jamaica comprehensive $4.92 billion modernization program.
The new SIA tower comprises essential components of the Air Navigation Services Modernization Program. This has allowed the JCAA to enhance the safety, efficiency, and reliability of its air traffic services.
It promises to significantly boost Jamaica's air navigation service delivery The tower will greatly enhance confidence, reliability, efficiency of our air navigation system as Jamaica continues to provide safe and assured service to airlines that navigate our airspace.
The tower is an 8-sided structure, approximately 122 feet or 37 meters above ground level.
We'll have a space to ourselves, that's one. When we're coming in, we're not trying to be hustling and bustling through tourists or any other stuff. We'll have a lounge area, which helps us to become a little bit more relaxed, so that when we're actually on the sector, we are more focused and we are able to do our jobs that much better.
Line up and wait, runway 07, Southwest 1113.
With the industry's hallmarks being innovation and the conveyance of progress, we must continuously devise ways to exponentially increase our safety and value, while increasing the efficiency, overall performance, and utility of the industry for the nations, peoples, and the world at large which we serve.
We have expanded the training institute for air traffic controllers. We have 3 ground radar stations, one in Kingston, one in Montego Bay, and one in Manchester, so that the investment in the human resource to run all of the equipment that has been bought. The Kingston International Airport is our main tourist gateway. Some 4.2 million passengers transited this facility over the last year, and we intend to increase that this year to approximately 5 million. As a result of the equipment that we have here now and this new tower, it is going to enhance safety, it is going to underline Jamaica's reputation of a safe airspace.
This new ATM environment, which is comprised of both the Sangster and NMIA towers, as well as supporting infrastructure and technologies, has positioned Jamaica as a leading air traffic management environment with the most advanced equipment available on the market to improve the safety of air operations nationally and globally.
So Jamaica is known as the Singapore of the West in terms of our connectivity, in terms of air or sea route. And Jamaica will now facilitate other airlines. So even if the airline doesn't land here, because they are now transiting our airspace, we are going to be earning more. It's now easier for them to travel in a straight line, going to South America or from South America, going across, or even from Europe coming into this region.
I say we're winning right now, we figure touch off into what we're living right now. We are the structures that we're building right now, yeah. Are we chilling right now? Oh yes, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I say we're winning right now, say we. Oh yes, we're winning. I want to hear you say we're winning. Oh yes, Jamaica.
Our brand promises of safety, efficiency, and innovation are strong and evident. They are promises to which the world has grown accustomed to, and promises we must keep.
So as we take to the skies, may our flights be smooth, may our landings be safe, so that Jamaica may increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running, are we ready for the ops? Drive up on your block, step out now the block, cyber take up on your laptop. Pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out fit. When you move corrupt, better look out fit. Feel say you get wet, look out fit. Look out fit, look out fit. From you say scam, you better look out fit. When you move corrupt, better look out fit. Feel say you get wet, look out fit. Look out fit, look out fit.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
Similar to the new air traffic control tower at Kingston International Airport that is transforming Jamaica's air navigation system, there is a program born and bred in Jamaica that is cultivating good morals and attitudes in Jamaica's youth. Learn more about the Acts of Random Kindness initiative now.
So many times we sit and we talk and we say, hey, I would love for Jamaica to be this kind of place, but what are you really doing? What type of Jamaica do you want to see?
We're hoping to use art to teach Jamaica that it's not the thunder that grows the flower, it's the gentle rain. We want Jamaica to stop thundering for everything and start to put forth gentle rain, especially in the lives of our youth.
This gentle rain is the Acts of Random Kindness initiative being put forward by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, a program that inspires and encourages expressions of kindness.
Our project comes out of our youth empowerment and mentorship program, where we're teaching our youngsters to know themselves, to know their purpose, to understand that it is important to cultivate attitudes of kindness, gratitude, and respect, as well as to put themselves on a good destiny, a life path.
The Youth Empowerment and Mentorship Program uses the iPad Summer Camp to teach resilience and social skills to children from at-risk communities.
If we can show you an act of kindness when you were young, if you were to reciprocate this act of kindness to somebody else, what a wonderful Jamaica this could be.
We saw a youth leader in the camp who decided to take responsibility for the lack of a belt on one of his team's part and said, you know what, you have my belt and I will then take the responsibility for the consequences. It's like an evolution and a revolution all at once, because they made revolutionary changes to their behaviors as opposed to when they just came on day one, day two, and you could start to see them evolving into being kind and gentler youth.
Action means identity, purpose, attitude, and destiny. So with the attitude, you have I show respect, kindness, and gratitude. It's important because most youths are growing up in very disturbing societies where a level of kindness and love isn't shown. So the camp actually gives us that love that is missing from our lives and help us to reflect this on others as well.
We want our youth to do tangible acts of random kindness, to be kindness ambassadors in their schools and communities. This will in turn raise the awareness in adults that they too should be agents of change.
We are challenging Jamaica to engage in a very self-conscious way in acts of random kindness amongst adults and towards our children. We want you to think kind, Jamaica. We want you to act kind. We want you to be kind.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You have to have kindness in your heart. You have to be compassionate towards people. Some persons really need it. A little act of kindness sometimes motivates somebody else.
So we want our youngsters at school, at home, and at play to think kind, act kind, and be kind. It is a message that needs to be self-conscious.
We are inviting you, youth, adults, business places, to take up your link in the chain and bring this initiative to life. Respond with smiles, hugs, positive affirmations, and acts of kindness to transform relationships in homes, schools, the workplace. Transform relationships right across Jamaica.
If we want a kinder, gentler Jamaica, where all of us want to live, work, and raise family, it is important that each and every one of us start to think about the words that we speak to our children. Start with a kind word. Start by giving a smile and saying good day. Start by saying thank you. Start by giving a hug. Where you can, be a mentor. Just listen to their concern. Show that you have some degree of understanding and empathy.
Be conscious, be aware, The cost to being kind is a state of mind.
Respecting yourself, how you carry yourself is very important. You hear me, young men? We take for granted oftentimes as men that people judge you before you even open your mouth. From they look at you, they form a perception. They make up their minds about you. So the question is, when they look at you, what do they see?
And our final feature for today is all about one of Jamaica's top international funding partners, the European Union. Over the past years, the organization has taken numerous steps to transform and modernize various sectors in our little island home. Here's more.
Hi, Mas Errol. How you do?
Not too bad.
This was so interesting in the paper today, Mas Errol.
Enough things. Did you know that the EU has been doing a lot of work in Jamaica?
Who is the EU again, Mas Errol?
The European Union. A group of European nations that come together to promote social and economic progress and peace across the world.
For true? Newspaper is all well and good, but I bet I can find more information from the internet. I know just the person to call. Hi, Minister.
Minister.
Hi, Jody. Hi, Errol. What can you tell us about how the European Union has been helping Jamaica?
Over the past 43 years, we have received approximately 1.2 billion euros, and this has run the gamut of a number of developmental programs. A particular area of support has been in the area of agriculture. The EU has provided grant funding and support funding for sugar-dependent areas.
Between 2006 and 2017, the EU provided some 23 billion Jamaican dollars to help people living in areas that are dependent on sugar. Under the AMS, 397 houses have been built for residents. This replaces the old barracks-type housing in which they used to live.
The condition of the barracks were completely rough.
No light, no water.
We never have any transport. The bathroom is outside and the toilet was a pit toilet.
We never have no tank, we have a tank. The lights are here, the bathroom inside, the kitchen inside.
Thank God for the benefit we have right now.
Nearly 200 miles of roads have been built or reconstructed in the parishes of St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland and Clarendon.
Based on the roads that we did, it has created some form of ease for the truckers. Citizens of the area, they also benefit from the road.
More than 2,000 SDA residents have received vocational training.
The center would have been equipped to the tune of over 7 million Jamaican dollars to purchase various forms of training supplies and equipment across 3 skill areas: apiculture, bartending, and cosmetology.
I have been receiving training in various areas such as facial, massage, nail.
They have helped me to be certified and I can now earn an honest living from this.
The EU provided over 100 million Jamaican dollars in new business grants to residents in sugar-dependent areas.
Thanks to the EU for giving me this injection of 1,000 chickens, the feed and medication.
I received $1 million and it makes me into a woman that I am today.
The EU's AMS program has also funded extensive improvement to health facilities.
We expand the waiting area, operational space for our doctors and nurses.
The staff morale, it has improved because you're better able to work with more privacy.
With the funding, we're able to open this section we call the male ward. It is marked improvement over what it was.
You feel comfortable, feel like at home.
Enhancement of educational facilities.
I have assisted us in erecting an auditorium. We have a fully refurbished computer lab, and we have a library with over 300 books.
We got $11 million to build the facility, and it was a wonderful restroom for the school, and we appreciate it.
Upgrade of childcare facilities.
The funds were used to retile the bathrooms, we improved the plumbing area on the dorms, extended the kitchen and the dining room.
Conservation of the environment.
We embarked on a project here in Salt River, the Portland by Discovery Center. Funding has gone towards the erection of the building as well as the construction of the boardwalk.
Increased access to sporting facilities and the preservation of Jamaica's historical architecture.
We were fortunate to get funding for the rehabilitation of the building with computers and computer workstations.
The EU-Jamaica relationship has strengthened considerably in recent years.
Our contribution focused on building resilience, improving quality of life of people in the communities and providing alternatives. I am absolutely confident that the strong and very constructive relationship that we have today, based on trust, based on partnership, will continue.
You see how the European Union partner with us?
You're right, Mas Errol. Life's sweeter for true with the EU.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
As promised, this segment of the program is dedicated to International Civil Aviation Day. So the question I know you may be asking is, what is this all about? Well, first, the day is to recognize the importance of aviation and international air travel to the social and economic development of the country and world. Not only does aviation bring together family and friends from different countries, it also allows access to essential services like healthcare in remote areas with non-existent or poor ground transportation. It is also the catalyst for international tourism and trade, which in turn generates economic growth, maintains millions of jobs, improves living standards, and alleviates poverty in countries such as our own. Without aviation, the millions of tourists who visit our shores will be missing out on that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bask in all our glory. So the next time you take a trip or see an aircraft, think about just how important aviation is to making Jamaica the place of choice for everything.
You said my rights were protected. And I believe you told me you'll be there in my time of need, but you didn't tell me of all this exploitation, selfishness and greed.
And you've just arrived at the final page of today's magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. To watch today's program again, all you have to do is visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you are able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.